The alien ship glowed softly, the hum of its engines filling the quiet interior. Alex Carter stood near the control panel, exhausted but exhilarated. For the first time since arriving on Xiron 7, the immediate danger had passed. The storm was gone, the predators had retreated, and the engines were fully operational. The alien women hovered around him, their glowing eyes reflecting the soft lights of the ship. Alex wiped the sweat from his brow and leaned against a panel. "Well," he said softly, "looks like we did it." The alien women floated silently for a moment. Then the tallest one approached him, her movements graceful, deliberate. She projected a series of images and symbols onto a holographic screen. Alex studied the images carefully. They were not instructions or technical schematics. Instead, they appeared ceremonial. Strange patterns, glowing symbols, and sequences of light that pulsed in rhythm with the ship's hum. Alex tilted his head, confused. "Is this a thank you?" he asked. One of the other aliens extended her hand and a small object appeared. It floated toward him, glowing faintly. Alex reached out and caught it. The object was compact, no bigger than his palm, but he could feel energy pulsing from within. What is it?" he asked aloud. The alien women projected new symbols, and slowly the translator interpreted them. Gift, reward, honor, human ingenuity recognized. Alex blinked. He had expected gratitude, maybe even admiration, but not a gift. Certainly not something that radiated energy in a way he could feel. He examined it carefully. The device was compact, yet it emitted a faint hum that suggested immense power. He realized it could be a source of clean energy, perhaps even a technology humans had not yet imagined. The aliens had a tradition of honoring those who saved lives or helped their people. In their culture, such a reward was rare, reserved only for those who had shown extraordinary courage, skill, and wisdom. By repairing their ship and protecting them from danger, Alex had earned this honor. Alex felt a mix of humility and excitement. I don't know what to say," he admitted. "Thank you, truly." The tallest alien projected a new hologram showing a world filled with structures, energy grids, and devices unlike anything Alex had seen. "Take this knowledge. Share it with your people. Help them grow." The translator converted the symbols into words, though roughly. Alex understood. The aliens were offering him more than just a gift. They were offering knowledge, a chance to advance human technology in ways previously unimaginable. Alex took a deep breath. This was bigger than he had anticipated. Humans had already accomplished amazing things with limited resources, but this knowledge could accelerate progress, giving humanity tools and ideas far beyond Earth's current capabilities. He glanced at the alien women. Their gestures were respectful but not servile. They were not treating him as a master, only as an equal, someone who had proven himself worthy through courage and intelligence. Alex understood the significance. Across galaxies, humans could earn respect not through strength alone, but through creativity, problem-solving, and integrity. "Wow," he whispered almost to himself. "I didn't expect any of this." The alien women hovered closer, projecting images of the ship now fully operational. They seemed to want him to see the direct results of his work. The energy flow smooth, the engine humming perfectly, navigation systems ready for launch. Alex felt pride swell in his chest. Humans could adapt and innovate in ways that even advanced alien civilizations recognized. Then, one of them produced a small, sleek holographic tablet. Images scrolled across it, showing advanced engineering designs, energy transfer systems, and material compositions. Alex studied them carefully. With these designs, humans could develop more efficient energy systems, stronger materials, and propulsion technologies far beyond their current capabilities. This could change everything, Alex said quietly. He realized the magnitude of what he had received. Not just gratitude, not just a reward, but the potential to push humanity into a new era of exploration and technological advancement. The aliens projected a final image, a small, floating symbol of their culture, glowing faintly. It seemed to say, "We trust you. Use wisely." Alex nodded, understanding that this trust was a gift as well. Humans had proven themselves capable of great ingenuity and courage. They had earned a place among those who could be allies, not just visitors in the universe. Alex carefully stored the devices and data in his pack. He felt a mix of exhaustion, exhilaration, and awe. This encounter had begun as a rescue mission, but it had become a pivotal moment for humanity. He had not only repaired a ship, he had demonstrated the value of human creativity and resilience in the vast, unpredictable universe. For the first time, Alex truly felt the weight of his actions. Humans had an edge in situations that required adaptation, courage, and intelligence. Across the stars, that edge could make them invaluable allies and respected beings. He glanced at the alien women who hovered calmly around the ship. Though their culture and language were alien, a bond had formed. Alex understood that this was the beginning of a long journey, one that could change not just his life, but the future of humanity. As he prepared for the next step, helping the aliens launch their ship safely, Alex felt a quiet pride. This adventure had tested him in ways no human technology could predict, and in the end it had shown the true value of human ingenuity. He stepped back from the control panel and watched the alien women prepare the ship for departure. Alex knew that humanity had a place in the galaxy. With courage, creativity, and determination, humans could solve problems that even advanced civilizations might find challenging. And sometimes, the reward for such efforts was more than recognition. It was knowledge, trust, and a chance to shape the future. The ship glowed brighter as systems powered fully online. Alex felt a warmth in his chest, knowing that this moment, the culmination of human skill and alien trust, would not be forgotten. The universe was vast, unpredictable, and sometimes dangerous, but humans could meet its challenges, and with that, Alex Carter prepared to witness the launch of the alien ship, carrying not only its crew but also the promise of a stronger, more capable humanity. The alien ship's engines thrummed steadily, ready for takeoff. Alex Carter stood outside, watching the glowing panels and humming energy conduits. The three alien women floated near the control area, their gestures calm and precise. The storm of the past days was a distant memory, replaced by quiet anticipation. Alex felt a mixture of pride and reflection. He had repaired their ship, protected them from predators, and demonstrated human ingenuity in the harshest of circumstances. Now the ship was ready to leave. "Are you ready?" Alex asked quietly. The aliens projected a series of symbols which the translator converted into words. "Ready. Safe. Departure." Alex nodded. "Then let's see you fly." Inside the ship, the alien women activated the propulsion systems. Lights flashed, engines hummed, and slowly, the vessel lifted from the rocky surface of Xiron 7. Alex watched as it hovered, energy pulsating evenly, before it soared into the sky. The alien women waved, or at least projected a gesture resembling a wave, before disappearing into the stars. Alex felt a profound sense of accomplishment. Humanity had proven itself in a galaxy full of unknowns. Humans were resilient, creative, and adaptable. Even against more advanced civilizations, those qualities could earn respect and trust. He retrieved the gift the alien women had given him. The compact energy device pulsed softly in his hands, and the holographic tablet displayed alien knowledge. Alex knew this was not just a reward, it was a responsibility. Humanity could use this knowledge wisely, advancing technology and energy systems for the benefit of all. Back at his base camp, Alex recorded detailed notes and schematics. He included instructions on safely integrating alien components with human technology, careful to avoid revealing sensitive or potentially dangerous details. Every line of data was meticulously documented, ensuring that humanity could learn from this experience without risking misuse. The night on Xiron 7 was quiet. Alex sat outside, gazing at the stars where the alien ship had vanished. He thought of the three women and the trust they had placed in him. Humanity had earned a chance to prove itself on a cosmic scale, and Alex had been the first to demonstrate it. Weeks later, back on Earth, Alex presented his findings to the Scientific Council. The data was revolutionary. New energy sources, propulsion methods, and materials had the potential to accelerate human space exploration and technological advancement by decades. Scientists marveled at the ingenuity embedded in alien systems and at Alex's ability to adapt human skills to repair and understand them. Yet Alex never forgot the lesson of Xiron 7. It wasn't just technology that mattered. It was human creativity, courage, and determination. Those qualities allowed him to solve impossible problems. earn trust and bridge a gap between civilizations. The gift from the aliens was more than a device. It was a symbol. Humans had a unique edge, one that could help them thrive among the stars. Alex began working with engineers and scientists, using the alien knowledge to create prototypes of clean energy devices, stronger materials, and more efficient spacecraft. Humanity's reach was expanding, thanks to one man's courage and the trust of alien allies. And every night Alex would look up at the stars, remembering the glowing eyes of the alien women and the humming of their repaired Sci-Fi. The alien ship hummed steadily now, but Alex Carter knew the real challenge had just begun. The engines were partially restored, but their full power had not yet been tested. Any misstep could be catastrophic, not just for the ship, but for the 3 alien women who had begun to trust him completely. Alex entered the engine chamber, examining the glowing conduits he had installed. Their energy flowed in patterns unlike anything human, pulsing rhythmically as if alive. He studied them carefully, noting small inconsistencies caused by the crash. Even a tiny misalignment could prevent the ship from launching. The alien women hovered nearby, their glowing eyes fixed on him. Though communication was still limited, they had begun using gestures and holographic projections to convey technical information. One of them projected a panel showing an intricate pattern of energy flow. Alex traced the lines with his fingers, nodding slowly. "Ah, I see now," he said. "It's like a river. If one part is blocked, the whole system fails. We need to balance the flow perfectly." He adjusted the conduits, carefully testing each connection. Sparks flew occasionally, but he remained calm, using a combination of alien tools and human improvisation. The aliens watched closely, clearly impressed by how quickly he adapted to their technology. As the hours passed, Alex realized that humans had an advantage that even advanced alien civilizations sometimes lacked: adaptability. Where the aliens relied on precise protocols, humans could improvise. When a conduit misaligned, he didn't panic. He found a creative way to reroute it. When a panel resisted repair, he modified a tool on the spot. The aliens seemed fascinated by this. One floated closer, projecting a holographic image that resembled a smile. Alex smiled back, feeling a strange connection forming. For the first time, he realized this was more than just a repair mission. It was a cultural exchange. Humans had something unique to offer the universe. Suddenly, a warning signal flashed on the console. Alex frowned. The ship's sensors had detected movement outside, predators returning, more numerous this time. He glanced at the alien women, who appeared tense but calm. They had already learned to trust him in moments of danger. "Looks like we have company," Alex said, grabbing his portable tools and energy pulse device. "Let's make sure they don't get inside." He moved quickly, using the ship's exterior panels to create temporary barriers and alarms. The predators approached cautiously, but Alex had prepared this time. Small energy pulses combined with bright light flashes confused and distracted the creatures. One of the alien women hovered near the control panel, projecting new instructions that helped Alex stabilize the ship's outer defenses. Despite the chaos, Alex worked with precision. His human ingenuity allowed him to turn a dangerous situation into a manageable one. The predators eventually retreated, frustrated and confused. Alex exhaled, wiping sweat from his brow. The alien women observed him silently, and for the first time he felt a profound sense of pride. Humans were more than explorers. They were problem solvers in unpredictable situations. With the immediate danger gone, Alex returned to the engine. He examined the remaining components that required replacement. One critical piece was missing, a stabilizer core necessary for full engine functionality. Without it, the ship could not launch safely. He turned to the aliens. One of them projected a map of the surrounding terrain, highlighting a location where a stabilizer core might be found. It was a rocky canyon several kilometers away, filled with sharp cliffs and unpredictable terrain. Alex studied the map carefully. "Looks like a long climb," he muttered, "but I can do it." He prepared his climbing gear and set out once again. The alien women hovered near the ship, projecting encouragement as he moved across the red rock landscape. Alex's mind raced with calculations. The safest path, potential dangers, and the quickest route back to the ship. Every step was deliberate, careful, and precise. The canyon was treacherous. Loose rocks tumbled beneath his feet, jagged edges threatened to cut his suit, and sudden drops appeared without warning. Yet Alex pressed on, using his human intuition and problem-solving skills. He found handholds where none seemed to exist, leapt across fissures, and carefully balanced on narrow ledges. Finally, he reached the location of the stabilizer core. Embedded in crystal formations, it pulsed with faint energy. Alex studied it closely. Removing it required finesse. One wrong move could shatter the core and render the engine useless. He adjusted his tools and carefully extracted it, holding his breath as the crystal hummed steadily in his hands. Just then a shadow loomed over him. A large predator had noticed his presence and was moving quickly. Alex froze. The creature's eyes gleamed in the fading light, its claws scraping the rocks. Thinking fast, Alex created a distraction by tossing loose stones and activating a small energy flare. The predator hesitated, confused. Alex then used his climbing rope to swing to higher ground, narrowly escaping its reach. He exhaled heavily, gripping the stabilizer core tightly. Returning to the ship, Alex was greeted by the alien women's projecting lights. They floated toward him, projecting holographic symbols that clearly indicated relief and admiration. Alex smiled faintly. "Got it," he said. "Now we finish this." Back inside the ship, Alex carefully installed the stabilizer core. The engine began to hum more steadily, energy conduits pulsing in perfect rhythm. Lights blinked, panels stabilized, and for the first time the ship felt complete. The alien women floated around him, projecting images of the energy flow, now smooth and balanced. Alex studied the system, amazed at the elegance of alien engineering. Humans might not be as advanced, he thought, but we have something valuable. Creativity and persistence. That counts for a lot out here. As he checked final calibrations, he noticed subtle changes in the aliens' behavior. They moved closer to him, their gestures more relaxed, their glowing eyes reflecting trust. For the first time, Alex felt a real connection, a mutual understanding between species. Humans could learn from aliens, and aliens could recognize the value of human ingenuity. He stepped back, admiring the fully repaired engine. The ship now gleamed softly in the dim light, ready for testing. Alex allowed himself a small smile. Despite the danger, the exhaustion, and the alien technology that had once seemed impossible, he had succeeded. But the journey was not over. The ship needed testing, navigation systems calibration, and final adjustments. Alex knew the true test would come when the engines were fired for the first time. The alien women observed him closely, seemingly aware that their survival depended on his next actions. Alex took a deep breath and activated the engine test sequence. Energy flowed through the ship, conduits pulsed, and the hum grew louder. He monitored every panel, adjusting minor imbalances with careful precision. Sparks flashed briefly, but the system stabilized. The alien women projected glowing symbols that seemed to indicate amazement and approval. "Looks like we're ready," Alex said quietly. "Let's see if this beauty can fly." He ran final checks on life support, navigation, and propulsion systems. Every reading was green. The ship was fully operational. Alex allowed himself a rare moment of satisfaction. Humans could survive and thrive even in situations that required alien-level ingenuity, using determination, adaptability, and quick thinking. The alien women floated around the control panel, their gestures expressing gratitude. They projected a small holographic symbol of recognition, something Alex didn't fully understand but felt deeply. In that moment, he realized that this experience was more than a technical achievement. It was proof that humans could earn respect across the stars, even from civilizations far more advanced than their own. Exhausted but exhilarated, Alex stepped back from the engine chamber. The ship hummed steadily, fully restored, ready for flight. The alien women hovered near him, projecting gentle light patterns that seemed almost like smiles. Alex smiled back beneath his helmet. Humans had a reputation for resilience, ingenuity, and courage. Today, he had demonstrated all three. But more importantly, he had shown that human creativity and determination could solve problems that seemed impossible, even in an alien world. And as the stars began to shine faintly through the clearing sky, Alex Carter realized that his actions had not only repaired a ship, they had forged a connection between humans and an alien civilization, a connection built on trust, respect, and the universal language of problem-solving. For the first time, he felt the full weight of the human advantage, the ability to adapt, to think creatively, and to face danger head-on. It was a power that could carry humanity far beyond Earth, into the vast, unexplored reaches of space. And he was ready for whatever came next. The red dust storm had passed, leaving the jagged landscape of Xiron 7 eerily quiet. Alex Carter wiped the sweat from his brow and stepped back to observe the alien ship. It hummed softly, life support system stable, the critical energy crystal now holding steady. But he knew the hardest work was yet to come. The engine remained heavily damaged, and without it, the alien women could not leave the planet. Alex entered the ship again, his boots clanking softly on the smooth metallic floor. The three aliens, still cautious but curious, floated near the central control area. Their pale blue skin seemed to glow faintly in the light from the ship's panels, and their large golden eyes followed his every move. Though they could not speak in words, Alex understood. Their gestures and holographic projections began to communicate small details about the ship's systems. Alex smiled faintly. "We'll fix this together," he said, more to himself than them. Then he set to work, opening panels and studying circuits. Every component was unlike anything he had ever seen. Wires didn't simply carry energy. They seemed to conduct it in patterns that changed depending on the ship's status. He scratched his head, carefully tracing the pathways. "This is going to be tricky," Alex muttered. "But nothing I can't handle." The aliens watching him began floating closer. One extended her arm, creating a holographic display. It showed a circuit layout in shifting colors. Alex studied it, comparing it to human logic. Slowly he began understanding. The layout was different, but the basic principles of energy transfer were the same. "Ah, so that's how it works," he said, smiling. "Not so different from human circuits, just smarter." He began improvising. Using human tools adapted to alien components, he started repairing damaged conduits and rerouting power. Sparks flew, panels flickered, and a few circuits overloaded temporarily. But Alex worked with patience, adjusting as he went. The alien women hovered nearby, handing him glowing tools they produced from thin air. Their assistance was hesitant at first, but gradually they became more confident. As he worked, Alex noticed a pattern. The alien women had a unique way of organizing systems, focusing on efficiency and adaptability rather than redundancy. Humans tended to overcomplicate machines for safety. These aliens optimized for speed and precision. Alex admired it. "I can learn from this too," he thought. Hours passed, and the repairs were slow but steady. The engine remained partially offline, but life support and navigation systems stabilized. Alex paused to rest briefly, wiping grime from his face. He looked at the alien women who floated quietly around him. For a moment he wondered what they were thinking. Then one of them, a smaller one with silver-tinted hair, created a projection. It showed a large jagged formation in the distance. Alex frowned. The projection indicated something was near it, and his sensors confirmed it. Predators native to Xiron 7 were approaching. Alex's heart rate quickened. The planet was dangerous enough without these creatures. Large predators with tough exoskeletons and sharp claws. They could destroy the ship or harm the aliens before repairs were complete. "Okay," Alex muttered. "Time to use some human ingenuity." He quickly gathered debris and loose rock, constructing temporary barriers around the ship's perimeter. Using his portable tools, he created makeshift alarms that would alert him to any approach. Then, thinking quickly, he used some of the ship's energy conduits to power small deterrents, pulses of light and sound that confused the predators without harming them. When the creatures arrived, they hesitated, circling the ship. Alex remained calm, watching them closely. The alien women floated behind him, tense but trusting. After several minutes of maneuvering and careful energy pulses, the predators retreated, leaving the ship unharmed. The alien's eyes followed Alex with what seemed like admiration. He felt a small swell of pride. Humans were known for ingenuity and adaptability, and in this moment Alex had proven it. But the work was far from done. The engine's main conduits were severely damaged. One critical piece had been completely shattered during the crash, and no amount of rerouting could restore it. Alex checked his tools and resources. He would need to find replacement parts, and that meant venturing outside again into the wild terrain of Xiron 7. He turned to the alien women. One of them projected a map of the surrounding area, highlighting potential materials they thought could help repair the engine. It would not be easy. The components were in rough terrain, filled with jagged rocks, unstable cliffs, and more native predators. Alex nodded. "I can handle it," he said confidently. "Don't worry. I'll get what we need." The aliens watched as he prepared his climbing and exploration gear. Alex moved with care, checking his harness ropes and tools. Even though he had been outside during the storm, this journey would be riskier. He had to move quickly but safely. As he ventured out, the landscape stretched before him like a hostile ocean of jagged rocks and red dust. Wind still blew faintly, stirring dust into his eyes and making footing difficult. Alex adjusted his visor and set off, scanning for the components the aliens had identified. It took hours of climbing, jumping, and careful navigation. He dodged falling rocks, leapt across deep fissures, and avoided sharp crystal formations that could pierce his suit. The alien projections helped him identify safe paths, though even then, it was a perilous journey. Finally, he reached a formation where the critical components were located. Crystals embedded in the rocks glowed faintly, pulsating with energy. These were alien energy conduits, delicate but powerful. Removing them required precision. Alex carefully cut them free, using his tools to prevent cracking or destabilization. Every move had to be exact. Just as he finished, a shadow moved across the terrain. A large predator had spotted him. Its exoskeleton glinted in the faint sunlight, and its claws scraped against the rock as it approached. Alex froze. There was no time to climb back quickly. Thinking fast, he grabbed loose rocks and threw them strategically to distract the creature. It hissed, confused by the sudden movement. Alex activated a small energy pulse from his portable kit, creating a blinding flash. The predator recoiled, giving him enough time to climb to higher ground and escape. Exhausted but victorious, Alex returned to the ship with the alien components secured. The alien women floated near the entrance, their gestures full of concern and curiosity. Alex smiled, holding up the glowing components. "Got them," he said simply. "Now let's finish the job." Back inside the ship, he immediately set to work integrating the new conduits into the engine. The alien women assisted as best they could, projecting instructions and highlighting points of connection. Alex marveled at how quickly he was learning to interpret their communication. Slowly, the engine began to respond. Lights blinked, energy flowed steadily, and the hum of power returned. "Almost there," Alex muttered, wiping sweat from his brow. "Just a few more connections and you'll be ready to fly." By the time night fell on Xiron 7, the engine was partially operational. The life support systems were stable, the navigation panels functional, and the ship no longer emitted warning flashes. Alex allowed himself a brief moment of rest, feeling the exhaustion from hours of climbing, engineering, and quick thinking. He looked at the alien women, floating silently and observing him. He realized they trusted him in a way he had never experienced before. He smiled faintly. Humans were resourceful, adaptable, and willing to take risk for others. In this moment, that human spirit had earned him the trust of beings far beyond anything Earth had ever seen. Alex didn't yet know what rewards or consequences awaited him for his work, but he felt a quiet satisfaction. Humanity had a place in the stars, and he was living proof that determination, creativity, and courage could bridge worlds. And so, in the quiet after the storm, with the alien ship humming softly and the three women floating calmly, Alex prepared for the next stage of repair, a stage that would challenge him even more, but also reveal the surprising ways humans could shine in the universe. Alex Carter wiped the sweat from his forehead as the red dust storm raged around him. The planet, known to the Space Exploration Agency as Xiron 7, was not friendly. Sharp, jagged rocks stretched as far as he could see, and the winds carried fine red dust that made every movement a challenge. Yet, Alex loved planets like this. The harsher the environment, the more rewarding the work. He had been sent here to test new mining equipment, but even in the middle of work, He felt the pull of discovery. There was something exciting about being the first human to step foot on a new, unexplored world. Alex adjusted the helmet on his suit and checked the readings on his wrist console. The sensors indicated a faint energy signature nearby, something unusual. It was not the kind of natural energy that came from storms or minerals. This signature was sharp, irregular, and almost mechanical. Alex's curiosity surged. It was his nature to investigate. "Just what is this?" he muttered to himself, stepping carefully over jagged rocks. He followed the energy readings, moving slowly, but with purpose. The storm made visibility difficult, but the pulse on his console grew stronger. After an hour of careful navigation, he came across a sight that made him freeze. Partially buried in the rocks and red dust was a spaceship. Unlike any human design, it was smooth, with flowing curves and strange glowing panels. The hull shimmered faintly in the stormlight, as if alive. Alex took a cautious step closer, heart racing with a mix of fear and excitement. The ship was damaged badly. Large sections of the hull were bent, and small fires burned where circuits had shorted. Alex's engineering instincts kicked in immediately. He scanned the ship carefully, noting points of weakness and potential danger. Then movement caught his eye. At first he thought it might be a shadow, but no, he saw figures inside the ship. 3 beings, humanoid in shape but unlike anything he had seen before. Their skin was pale blue, and their hair seemed to float slightly as if underwater. Their eyes were large and bright with golden irises that reflected the storm outside. They were unconscious, but alive. Alex took a deep breath and activated his communicator. "This is Alex Carter. Can anyone hear me? I'm a human engineer, I can help." No reply came, of course, but he didn't expect one. The aliens were likely unconscious from the crash. He carefully approached, mindful of debris and damaged wiring. Using his portable tools, he lifted sections of the hull and created a safe path inside. The interior of the ship was even more astonishing. Lights glowed with colors he could not name, and panels displayed symbols that seemed to shift and move as he looked at them. Alex studied the systems, noting similarities and differences with human technology. Some parts were familiar: wires, energy conduits, panels, but most were entirely alien. "Okay, think, Alex," he muttered. "You've fixed damaged mining bots and crashed shuttles. You can do this." He started by assessing the life support system. The system was failing but not completely offline. He could see faint readings of oxygen levels and vital signs from the aliens. Their hearts were beating, slow but steady. Alex felt a rush of relief and determination. He had to save them. Using his universal repair kit, Alex worked quickly. He patched damaged conduits, rerouted power to critical systems, and created temporary shields to contain sparks and small fires. As he worked, he noticed the aliens beginning to stir. One of them, the tallest, opened her eyes first. She blinked at him, her gaze curious but cautious. Alex tried a friendly gesture, raising his hand in greeting. The alien mirrored him, raising her own hand in a slow, deliberate motion. Then she made a sound, not words, but a melodic tone. Alex frowned, realizing they didn't speak any language he knew. He needed another way to communicate. He pulled out his holographic translator, a device meant to convert unknown languages into basic human speech. It flickered and hummed as it tried to interpret the alien sounds. Slowly, phrases appeared, though incomplete. "Help, engine, danger." Alex nodded, understanding immediately. "Yes, I know. I'll help. Don't worry." The aliens were fragile, but their presence was calm. They didn't panic, even in a damaged, dangerous ship. Alex found this remarkable. In all his years of dealing with humans or even AI systems, he had rarely seen such composed beings in a crisis. He assessed the ship again. The engine was damaged, with multiple critical conduits broken. The life support systems were stable for now, but wouldn't last more than a few hours without repair. Power systems were erratic. In short, Alex had a huge challenge ahead, but he didn't hesitate. He worked tirelessly, improvising tools and adapting his human engineering knowledge to alien systems. The ship's panels resisted some of his attempts, but he discovered ways to use basic human logic to reroute circuits. The aliens, seeing his efforts, began assisting in small ways. One floated closer, extending a slender arm to point at a panel. A projection appeared, showing a simplified diagram of a circuit. Alex studied it and nodded. Together, slowly, they began to make progress. As he worked, Alex noticed something outside the ship. The storm was worsening. Winds picked up and visibility dropped even further. Large dust swirls threatened to overturn the smaller debris around the ship. He realized they had only a few hours to stabilize the vessel before the storm could completely bury it. Then came another problem. The ship's core, an energy crystal that powered everything, was cracked. It needed to be replaced. Alex's sensors indicated that the crystal was outside the ship, in a jagged part of the terrain that would be difficult and dangerous to reach in the storm. He looked at the three alien women. Their eyes were fixed on him as if understanding his thoughts. They didn't speak words, but their expressions conveyed hope and trust. Alex's chest swelled with determination. "All right," he said softly. "We're going to fix this, no matter what it takes." First, he secured the ship as best as he could. He anchored it with heavy cables to rocks and debris, preventing it from being blown further by the storm. Then he prepared his climbing gear. The red dust stung his eyes, but his visor protected him. He moved carefully, avoiding sharp rocks and sudden drops. The alien women watched from inside, projecting glowing symbols that seemed like encouragement. Alex reached the crystal's location after an exhausting climb. It was partially embedded in rock, cracked, and unstable. Using a combination of human tools and alien technology he had salvaged, he carefully extracted it. His hands were cut and bruised, but he kept his focus. With the crystal secured, he climbed back to the ship. By the time he returned, the storm had reached its peak. Winds battered the hull and dust filled the air. Alex rushed to install the crystal. It fit perfectly into the core, glowing with a steady light. The ship's systems hummed back to life. Lights flickered on, panels stabilized, and life support readings returned to normal. The aliens moved toward him, their gestures showing gratitude. They still could not speak in words, but Alex didn't need language to understand their appreciation. In that moment, he realized something profound. Humans had a unique quality: resilience and ingenuity. No matter how alien or advanced a system, human determination could overcome obstacles. As the storm began to subside, Alex stood outside the ship, watching the alien women float inside, safe and calm. He smiled beneath his helmet, feeling a mix of exhaustion and triumph. This was not just a rescue mission. It was a first contact moment, and humanity had shown its worth. He knew the challenges were far from over. The engine still needed major repairs, and the ship would not be ready for flight without further work. But for now, the immediate danger was over. Alex allowed himself a brief moment of rest, looking up at the storm-tossed sky. The stars were hidden behind swirling red clouds, but he felt them beyond, distant, yet waiting. And somewhere deep inside, he sensed that this encounter, this small act of courage and skill, would lead to something extraordinary.